waiting on Sean. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sean, it's podcast time.
Anyway,
it's podcast time.
Ready.
Podcast time, Sean. All right. Well, with that, welcome to Almost a Podcast. This is your host, Mike, and my two co-hosts, Colton and Sean Boy.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at there, Sean Boy?
Your intro it was so like what's the word?
Mike was going.
You just like hard cut.
Well, Mike was going with the impression that when he introed, you would fade the music into the intro without the context beforehand.
Is that what he was going?
That's what I thought you were doing, Mike. Like, yeah.
It just was like such different than from our conversations.
It was very like, all right, guys,
cut.
welcome to yeah. Okay, cool. We'll host. What are we talking about today?
Well, I wanted to continue on what we were talking about a little bit before the podcast, which was economic shit.
Economic shit.
Yeah. Just, I feel like the pending recession has been coming harder and harder. And we've been talking about like how work has changed and, different, you can see like different organizational level stuff, the wheels turning in that regard. But, I'm, I feel like I'm in a good position, but for the most part, I'm a little worried about it, but also kind of hopeful about it too, because it means I can invest now and then get money back once the economy turns around.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, let's buy the dip, boys. Let's buy the dip. But actually, though, I actually don't know how to feel about it. Like, I think I'm good with my job. I am very new at this job, so it's like maybe they could cut me. I don't know, but I am just chilling. For me, since I'm still young, it's not like if I lose my job, I'm gonna be like, oh man, that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to relocate and move my kids and everything. I am gonna be just telling myself, okay, I'm in a city. I lost my job. I'll just get another one. And if I can't, I'll wait tables for 6 months. I don't care. That's fun. I like doing that.
Yeah, you're an engineer, man. It's like,
dude, I would do bartending.
Bartending would be the better. That'd be the next level.
Actually, I kind of want to do that too. I really want, I want to try it out. There's a couple places locally that are like, hey, we're totally cool if you want to just like come by and bartend for like a night and just test it out. They're like, sure, why not?
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I'd also work at like a rock climbing gym.
Oh yeah, that whatever pays your rent and gets you at least a little bit of food. You're not contributing to your 401k, but
Honestly, though, I don't think rock climbing gym would pay for my apartment now.
It might not. You might need a second job with that one.
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
I might be in trouble
because between this podcast and last, you have moved, correct?
I did. Yeah. Paying for two places at the same time.
God, isn't that the actual worst?
You are.
Yeah, I had about a month and a half overlap, and I did that knowing that would happen, but it doesn't hurt less because of that. So, I don't know.
It hurts a lot.
I got a good deal on the new place, so I would rather take that than risk losing it if I missed it, at the time when I signed up for it. Versus my current place. So I don't know. It's
in the short term, you're kind of just breaking even. You're not like we're gonna stay neutral in the bank account for this month.
Try and just the good news is moving this time, I have all my stuff, right? Mm-hmm. When I moved a year ago, I had to buy so much junk that comes with just being in a new place, right?
Yeah.
And living on your own. But now I have all my stuff. So moving only cost me about $200
for the U-Haul, right?
For a U-Haul was $100, and then I bought the people who helped me moved lunch, and then that was like,
oh, that's really sweet.
Oh.
Wait, so did you hire people or you just like had friends and stuff?
Just friends.
Oh, that's really cool.
The locals helped you.
Yeah.
So. So that's how much. I mean, in total, $200. that's no problem for a move, you know, and an entire weekend of
Yeah.
myself.
And you didn't get the whole like fancy sponsored I'm moving package like Colton did.
Oh yeah,
no,
because
I didn't.
I mean, yeah, Sean, you didn't switch jobs, but yeah, I got the fancy stuff. Still was a headache. I honestly prefer Sean's situation for $200 without things breaking and without the headache and it being
Yep.
pretty simple. Over
It's all
the
under your
huge-
control. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about like managing 5 different. Although it sounds like you actually had a couple people helping you out.
I had people helping me out, but still, I mean, Sean,
I was talking about Sean's situation.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was helpful to have. I mean, there's definitely when you have now stuff, like I have stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff I can't move by myself. Like my bed weighs probably like 250 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It was a bit of an effort to move it, even with people. So
you got someone to move the TV with you this time, and so it wasn't like a
Yeah.
heart attack.
Oh
bringing
god.
it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I put that in its original box and then packed it up and then brought it over and then brought it out,
Yeah.
hung it, and then we're all good. So
Wait, you still have the original box for your TV?
yeah, because I knew I would move, so I would want the original box to pack it so it didn't break.
That's fair.
Oh, man.
I wish I was that smart.
I mean, I wish I could keep it. Mine was huge because I had the 65-inch, and it was like as tall as my ceiling. So I just got rid of
Yeah.
mine. And
I did see
goodbye.
though that Home Depot actually has because I bought some like supplies to move. I bought a mattress protector cover thing,
Yeah.
which that was awesome. That was a great thing to have. But they also had just TV boxes, like you could buy a disposable like TV
Oh,
box.
nice. Just to wrap it up.
Well, it's a cardboard box, like
Yeah.
and it has like the bracing in the inside.
Oh,
so you
gotcha.
could just put it inside of a box that they make. It's generic, right? So it might not be good, but
Yeah.
for your specific
it doesn't
TV.
fit the, it's like,
But it's something,
It's like
you know,
sizing
it's-
it right, you know?
It's a starting point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. And buy the original box, so we're all good. And before my old apartment, the original box, I didn't have a place to put it besides behind my couch, so it was pretty unsightly, honestly.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in my new place, my closet is big enough to fit the TV box like in the back wall.
Oh, that's sick.
and underneath
Yeah.
the shelves.
That's
because
good.
they have like floating shelves. So it's just completely out of the way now. Super nice.
Very nice. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. How do you like the new place? Is it slightly smaller than the old place? Slightly bigger?
I thought the square footage was smaller, but it feels a lot bigger now that I'm living in it.
Cool.
And I think it's because I have a hallway now. So I have to
Oh.
like go around, to different areas, and it feels like it's bigger.
Feels like a little bit more of a home. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's just way nicer in like every way. So it's quite nice to have moved in and have been living here for a bit.
Yeah. Have you made
And once I fully get everything in, then it's gonna be nice.
Have you made use of the amenities like the gym and the fancy ass pool and shit like that?
I haven't yet. I've been here 2 nights,
And
So-
you've just been working.
and
You've
I've
been
just
like
been
setting up.
super busy. So
what the heck? I did.
Because I the first night I like slept here was Sunday, Saturday. So maybe I've been here 3 nights. But all of
Okay.
the days I've been either at work or I've just been going back and forth from my old place to this place, getting like the small stuff that I didn't bring over,
Yeah.
and there's so much stuff I have to do.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But now I'm in like a completely livable situation now. So I have all of the stuff that I regularly use. And it's just the small things that I still have to get. And like, I have to hang stuff on the walls and hang my,
Yeah.
the small stuff now.
do
yeah.
all that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about like moving apartments, right? I don't blame anyone for staying in the like my mom stayed in the same apartment complex, never had a house. She stayed in the apartment complex for like this past like 20 years. Mm-hmm. And you're like, at first I was like, well, but why? One, it was actually
But why?
it price wise it was
As long
great.
as it's a nice complex.
It was, yeah.
It's a nice complex.
good
You're
location, cheap.
Your neighbors are fine,
Neighbors, yeah. Well, there's one neighbor. I remember when I was younger.
Well, there was
Well,
one.
Yeah.
it wasn't all like rainbows and butterflies, back
Yeah,
in
it
the
was-
day.
Oh my god! The previous place I stayed in, I'm gonna hijack this, Michael. The previous, my old place, the person next door had a bird, right?
Bro,
Had 2 birds.
How have you never talked about this? I've never heard
I've
you
not.
say this ever. I've never
So-
ever heard you say this.
It's like it's
Like
one
a
of those
parrot?
things where you just deal with it because you're just there, right? And honestly, when I was inside my place, you don't really hear it. The walls are pretty good, right? But so you walk in the front door, right? Kitchen, living room, right? And then to the
Yeah.
left there's a bathroom and then the bedroom, right? Or two separate rooms, but on the left side of the floor plan. And so the person on the left-hand side past me had the birds. So if I was in bed in my bedroom and I could hear them, definitely loud enough, right? But if I was in my living room and the doors were closed, I didn't hear them, right?
Okay, that's good.
And as far as scheduling went, like the birds had a schedule, at 9:30 in the morning, they were liable to start squawking, right?
Yeah.
At least you have a good late wake up alarm.
No, I didn't want that.
It's like if you're trying to sleep in, it's like the bird just
I would have
goes
to get my
anyway.
like having a
earplugs and put them
rooster.
in to go back to sleep.
Actually,
they would go
wow.
for a while, but the front door was very thin, right? So you could hear these birds the entire floor, right?
Oh,
If they were going,
okay.
and it's one of those things that I have several small things about the old place that just irked me, in the wrong
Yeah.
way, and they build after a while to the
Yeah.
point where
Escalate.
as I was leaving, I hear the bird. I'm like, can't wait
Like,
to not
dang
hear that
it.
ever again.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was a bird, but now there is no bird. So I'm excited.
That's good. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, so does it feel weird being in the new apartment? Like, I imagine, obviously big move from your before moving to the current city you're in. Moving to there was big, but does this feel
Right.
like completely like, oh, not that big a deal? I just kind of upgraded my lifestyle. Like,
Yeah, definitely the latter. It doesn't feel like a big move in the sense that, and mainly, I think mainly I feel that way because I have my stuff, right? It's all my same stuff. It's just in slightly different locations, know? And
Yeah.
and even then I'm setting it back up like how I would normally get to stuff. The biggest thing I missed so far is my pantry, right? I don't have a pantry in my
okay,
new place.
I could see you,
Yeah.
getting used to that.
And I really liked having and it was right next to the fridge, so I could just go and get the stuff in the fridge. Now I don't have a pantry, so I need to figure out where to put like my spices,
Yeah.
where to put my onions.
Where do you
'cause
put
they
your
don't go
furikake?
in the fridge. Yeah, where I put all the rice seasonings.
6 types of furikake.
I almost sent you guys a picture because I just bought more.
of all of it.
my
God.
God.
How many types are there?
I was running
furikake?
low. I had to get more.
Is it like?
All right,
Is it like?
Here, quick
I'm
question.
talking about to viewers talking about rice seasonings, right? I discovered
Yes.
rice seasonings
Yes.
are the best things ever.
Yeah.
So
All right, which is your favorite right now? Because I do actually want to pick some up. I saw it on Amazon. It's like 25% more.
I'll
But you
I'll
don't
get it
pay
right
for
now.
shopping.
Hold on.
For the
All right.
viewers who don't know what furikake is, I believe it, like Sean said, it's a rice seasoning. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty it's very umami, kind of seaweed based stuff. It's usually green, like a green little seasoning that you sprinkle. But
All right.
it's very good.
This stuff.
Like
this
Sean
stuff's
and
the
his
best.
salts. He's like, I'm so into like the Himalayan salt. The furikake
Yep.
is
Salty
also something
Sean.
he's into.
So this isn't furikake technically. This is wakame chazuki. Chazuke? It's wakame chazuki.
All right, I'll find it. I think I saw that on the
This stuff
list.
is I eat. So most of the ones like I still have my first bottle, right?
Yeah.
Technically, I'm on like this is my third or fourth one of this, right? It's so good. It's basically just salt. It's like seaweed and like balls of salt, and they're so good.
The simplest one is the best one.
Yeah. So but I got a couple new ones to test out. I got the ebi one, the shrimp one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one around.
I had that last night. That was pretty good.
Does it taste like just give the rice a hint of shrimp or something like that?
It was very hintish. It was less shrimp and more of like the other stuff that's in it, like the seeds and things like that, or what I don't know what's in it, but
Like sesame.
I'd have to look at the ingredients. But this is good. What? Oh, is there ingredients here?
Good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this one, the top two ingredients are seaweed and salt.
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah, this is just a like an elevated version of your favorite salt seasoning.
There's only like 5 ingredients.
It makes sense.
Seaweed, salt, rice cracker.
Okay.
Let's use rice.
Yeah.
Monosodium glutamate.
Okay, yeah, MSG.
Sugar.
MSG. That makes really a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes yeah.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
so
just
good.
like Asian American food in a nutshell in like a box. Enhance.
Disodium, ribonucleotide, and malic acid.
Malic acid. All right.
That winning combo right there.
Winning combo. The malic acid makes it.
Yeah. No, it's the MSG, man. I
is
made
the
some
MSG.
awesome. I just made some soup, some miso soup last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I just feel like eating an umami bomb. So I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
made like a dashi, made the miso soup. I always add a little bit of like the hondashi, even though I like make an actual dashi, right, with
Right.
shiitake mushrooms and kombu. But I'm like, all right, I want to add some of the hondashi just to like spice it up. And fuck. Oh, it's so
I keep
good.
trying to find MSG, right?
Yeah.
Like just a bag. I want to get a bag of MSG, but
Just
I don't know
sprinkle
where,
it on there,
where to
like
buy it.
Salt Bay.
Is it not in grocery stores? I've never tried to find it, but I should get some as well, honestly.
I've gone to Asian grocery stores, and if they're there, it's in a language I can't read.
You're like, I don't know what's salt, what's MSG.
I can't read.
Okay.
Speaking of food, I wanted to actually talk about this too. I made so I'm like super into like the Asian American chicken, like General Tso's chicken, sesame chicken, orange chicken.
Classic Chinese restaurant fare.
Classic, just like, yeah, American Chinese fare. Man, I have figured out, I've been actually trying to make good chicken like that for a while. And I got my recipe down for orange chicken. But I tried making sesame chicken recently. And oh my God, I did amazing. I'm just going to toot my own horn. I got the breading right. It's like a cornstarch breading I used. It was perfect.
What is this?
It's just called sesame chicken. It's like a General Tso's or a
Yeah. If you've ever
Orange
been
chicken.
like, was it PF Chang's or whatever?
yeah,
That's when
yeah.
When I think
it's like
sesame
one of
chicken,
those.
that's what I always think of that.
This shit was like so freaking good. I got the breading right. That's like basically it. I just got the breading right. I found a recipe that works really well, and I'm just obsessed. Except you have to fry it. It takes a lot of time, but it's so good.
Do you fry it in oil too?
I actually fry it in oil. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
My God, that's the worst. That's
I know.
So,
For those who don't know, frying in oil is like the worst cleanup job ever. It actually
it's terrible.
sucks so hard. I'm gonna try air frying it. I want to try and see if the air fryer can produce a reasonably similar result.
maybe like dunk it in oil or like use a little bit of oil. But yeah, no, I have tried. Like I remember the first time I tried actual deep frying something, I made like these like meatball things. They're from some Food Wars bullshit that I was like, oh, this sounds
yeah.
really good. I'll make it.
I'm gonna make it.
So I tried deep frying it and I remember the absolute mess. Like I still remember like
sucks.
seeing like the stains from where like on like the white cabinets or whatever they were. This was back
Yeah.
in
It sounds like you
college.
just did it wrong.
No, it's just you have to have hot oil and it's going to splatter everywhere, right?
It splatters
There's
and then
water.
like yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
Well, it's because you don't have a high enough pot, right? Like this past Thanksgiving, my dad deep fried a turkey.
oh
right?
Jesus, yeah.
Whoa, wait a
And-
minute. Did you talk about this as well, or did I not get this? Because that sounds
I didn't get
No,
this
I
at
don't think I
all.
talked about that.
that sounds
Yeah, so-
amazing. Actually, as unhealthy.
It's
as it
one of my
sounds.
favorite ways to eat a turkey. Honestly, I hate regular turkey. Deep fried, really good.
American.
And still like
Hate it
moist and
smoked.
not actually like crunchy or anything. It just tastes good. But it's also the quickest way to cook a turkey because it takes like 40 minutes as opposed to the hours it would normally take.
Okay, gotcha.
And we were short on time, so my dad's like, "We're gonna deep fry it." And
Yeah, a lot of house fires have
it's-
started that way.
yeah, well, because you see the videos of people are idiots. So if you need a very tall pot, essentially, right? Mm-hmm. You fill it with oil and then you dunk the turkey in and leave it for a X amount of time, essentially. And dunk's a strong word, right? You don't dunk it; you like lower it gently into the thing.
Yeah,
inside of a basket that has holes, right? So metal basket. So you pull out that and it drains. So most people, I don't think, use something like that. And on the videos that you see where people are,
They just
setting
drop
themselves
it
on
in
fire.
like Coke and Mentos, and it goes.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, it's really good. What can I say? But I think if you're approaching deep frying, you have to do it in the right way. At the same time, it's a huge waste of oil and super dumb.
So
I mean,
right.
it's not dumb, but it is a huge waste, and it's a huge clean. I don't know.
I feel like I waste like $3 to $4 worth of oil every single time I deep fry something.
But like, here's the thing: totally worth it. The flavor elevation I get from deep frying things, totally worth that $3 to $4 of oil.
You're so American.
I am
think
very
so?
American, man. Okay, that's like the best, kind of like the Asian fusion chicken I've ever made. In that thing, best chicken sandwich I've ever had. I made myself frying it, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm just saying, everyone out there, you can make the best chicken sandwich you've ever had yourself, because it's like,
Oh yeah, you can make
it's relatively easy.
You can
to
make
actually
anything
do.
the best yourself. It's actually really
Yeah.
bad. I have found that I don't eat out, and I'm like kind of getting almost boring in that way. I'm like, I don't want to go out to eat, because every single time I want to go out to eat, I'm like, I can just make something that I want to eat at home and do it a lot better than a restaurant.
This
And I'm like, why would I
is-
ever go out?
this is a like adulting thing that I'm also seeing, because Carly and I are starting to get to that point where it's like we have our favorite dishes, we're like
Yeah.
optimizing what we make, and we're gonna get to that point too. It's like, man, I could just make this at home. It does take up more time, so the convenience factor's gone. But it's like you could make it better.
It's more
since we-
active
Not
time, right?
necessarily, though.
Because
Yeah.
like you can go to a restaurant and then you're sitting there for 30 minutes and then finally you get your food or whatever.
Yeah.
And then whereas 30 minutes later, like shoot, what was it? Like Saturday night, it was all right, we're picked up some fillets from Sam's Club. And we're like, they're not the greatest fillets, but they're filet mignons. And we're like, all right, let's do this. And like had like this whole spread, and it was like it's either make the fillets and like everything that goes with it, like a caprese salad and like all this really delicious food, right? That we had on hand, like it's tomatoes, basil, and some
Yeah.
mozzarella.
Yeah, yeah.
Or fillets and all that stuff. And then I forgot what else made a bunch of food. And it was like, all right, let's just make this a meal, right? I think we had a couple people over, so like made that instead of like, oh, let's go instead of going out to eat. And it turned out
Yeah.
spectacular versus like going out to eat. I've been like, oh, I feel like shit, and also it's not even that great food.
I'm definitely one for cooking. I only go out maybe like a handful of times a month. However, there's a really good brunch place, brunch bar.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
in my
hipster.
city.
Hey man, brunch is
Oh
amazing.
my god, it's an Asian fusion brunch.
What do they
bar.
serve? What do they serve here?
It's so good. I mean, there's like udon related dishes. There's like
Don't even.
the thing I got I went this past weekend was like it's called Loco Roco. Apparently, it's like a Hawaiian dish. But
Okay.
they have their own little twist on it. It's like rice, Hawaiian gravy, eggs,
gravy.
and like a hamburger patty.
Whoa,
It's
that
just
is interesting.
so good. If you guys ever come visit, we're going here, by the way. I mean, it's one of the places I take people if they visit. 'Cause
Yeah, that
it's so
sounds
good.
interesting.
Yeah, really, a hamburger patty.
You wouldn't think so. It's not thick. It's thin, and it's really good. It's just like a beef patty or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I 100% will go out to places that I think are really good, or I just want to, experience for something like that.
Yeah. And there's definitely like some instances where like, all right, I'm going to like this really nice restaurant. I can't beat how they do it. Like, what was the one fancy restaurant you went to, Colton, where like they like did where you figured out the true method to like, charbroil steak and stuff?
I went here. This place.
Yeah.
The true method.
Wasn't it like chop or something?
Oh,
Was it?
yeah.
No.
It was it's a chain. It's Ruth's Chris or something like that. I think or Chop
Yeah, yeah.
House. One of the
Chop-
it's
yeah.
it's a chain steak restaurant, and I asked them, and they said they
Right.
they char or broil it. They broil it
Mm-hmm.
and sear it or something like that. So I mean, like,
let me. Oh, hold on. We're on the topic of food. Hold on.
we're derailing so hard, devolving, like, just.
No, it's fine.
I promise we'll
We
get back
haven't
to
had a
financial
podcast
stuff.
where I speak randomly for a long time.
I know. We'll go back. We'll get back to the financial point at some point. But
Oh, yeah.
right
No,
now,
that
that is
was-
not the time right now.
No,
We'll get
that was
back
just
to
me
it,
just
though.
talking about that.
So my new place. All right. One of the key deciding factors for me to move here was the fact that this apartment complex has gas stoves, right?
Oh,
And I
Which
thought-
is major. Most apartment complexes, most even any place, will not have gas stoves, right?
Yeah.
But this does.
No.
So I saw that, and it's one of those things where we're in a car salesman, you know, and you're not trying to let on that you like the car, but like I really want that car.
Yeah.
Same difference here. I'm like, well, I have to have this now. This is
yeah.
this
I
is the
can't
key.
not have it. No, am I
Yeah.
crazy? I thought you had a gas stove in your previous place.
No, it was electric, and
Okay.
I hated it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, gas stove supreme.
And I've cooked twice now on this, and it's just like the best. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like yes, this is how
And
I
you
expect
can actually,
it to work.
yeah, you can
right?
actually use your wok too.
Yeah, you could use a wok. I was thinking
I
the
could use my
exact
wok.
same
I
thing.
don't have it at my new place yet, but
You need to.
I could
I mean,
use
that's
my
like
wok.
you can make the best stir fry now. You've now unlocked this
Yeah.
potential.
You can-
I'm gonna
get
make,
the
I'm gonna
wok,
make
eh?
so much stuff. It's maybe some people listening don't know why gas stoves are the best if you've only had electric or you've only had gas, but the key things that a gas stove gets you over an electric or an induction is I should say electric because induction gets you closer to gas, but it still misses one of the key features. So one of the things you get is instant heat control, right? With electric stove, it has to take time to heat up and heat down. Not the case with gas. You turn it up, you have more heat. You turn it down, you have less heat. Easy.
Boom.
The other thing is the ability for heat to travel, right? And that's key for wok cooking, like Michael was talking about, because heat is in the gaseous form of a flame will go up and around and heat up the sides of the pan. That does not happen in electric, and it does not happen in induction. So you can't get some forms of cooking except if it's gas. Like French cooking relies on heating up sides of the pans a lot, especially for like a French omelet and things like that. You kind of have to have it heat up the sides of the pan. It's a fact if you want to cook it correctly. So it's just to me, it's the best way to cook. So I'm
It
super
is the
excited
best way
have
to
it.
cook.
It
Yeah.
is. It's
Ballsy.
so nice having it. Although I have tested out induction, they're actually pretty awesome because they do still
They're
have
nice.
like
Yeah.
they have the high up or the quick up and down like a gas stove has, right? And
But they
without
can
Yeah.
warp
active flame.
they can destroy your pans because of that. Like if they
Yeah.
can warp your pans
Too
if you
high of
heat it
a
up too quickly.
Too high of a heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm-
because it is 100% of the power instantly. You
Yeah.
know, and that can be detrimental.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
there's
I've only met one person that doesn't like gas stoves, and they're crazy. You know, gas stoves are supreme. They are.
Do we know
supreme.
this
And
person?
I'm no longer acquainted with them.
You guys don't know this person, no.
okay.
Okay.
Damn, because I would want to call them out. I'd be like, "Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say, bitch?"
It's like I'm going to email them. I'm going to find them on Facebook, and I'm going to rail them hard.
Facebook,
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, everyone still has Facebook, so
they have it. They just don't use it.
yeah, exactly. It's like 4.5 million users, and then there's like 20 active users. JK,
Yeah.
obviously. You Facebook lovers, we still love you, but I don't like
You
Facebook.
Facebook
I don't know if there's. The only people I know who use Facebook still actively are like in their like 40s and 50s.
No. Carly still uses it.
I will occasionally log on to check it.
Well,
but
Carly
I
has the
haven't
soul of
logged on
40
in,
or
like,
50 year old then.
6 months.
Aw. She likes
No,
the
but, like,
shorts.
use, like-
she basically
use, like,
uses it for
the-
TikTok.
Wait, seriously?
Goes,
She used
"Aw,"
Facebook?
Continues on.
She used Facebook for getting TikToks?
Yeah,
For
like shorts. She likes the Facebook shorts. She's really into them.
That's
I think
actually-
that's fair because I mean every platform now has their own version of shorts.
I feel like,
you know?
but there's like a tier though. I feel like you've got TikTok is like the premier for that type of content, then YouTube, then Insta, right? Or does Instagram actually?
Instagram has shorts.
Instagram
Instagram
has
has
it.
shorts for a long time, but they're not used in the same way that that like YouTube and TikTok.
Okay, that's
use.
what's throwing me off. Yeah, and then I guess you could, no, Snapchat doesn't count, and then Facebook.
Snapchat doesn't count. I mean, they have stories.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, whatever.
I personally, do either of you guys have TikTok? Because I will just never install that.
I
app.
mean, we all have TikTok. We're on TikTok as almost a podcast.
oh,
Yeah.
that's true. You did.
But
Colton-
yeah,
Colton
But I think I've
handles
talked about
it
it before.
for us.
I will just never install that app.
personal.
Like,
No,
it's-
I am. I mean, like I know that app is meant to suck you in whether you want it or not. So I am avoiding that at all costs.
Well, not even that. Like, it's just the security concern for me.
yes,
Being in-
I mean that's
being in
valid.
the IT
That's
sphere,
valid.
it's like 100%. I will not install that
Yeah.
app.
I mean that's sure. That's shoot. Oh, well, I haven't installed. I guess you guys got out lucky on that one.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I think my mom installed it, and I was like, uninstall that right now.
Yeah,
Get it? No, mom, no.
it's legally allowed. Yeah, it's like allowed to collect biometric information. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, I don't like this.
That's pretty weird, man.
Even YouTube freaks me out a little bit because there'll be times where I'm like, I'll be talking about something, right? I'll be in conversation with someone, just IRL.
Yeah.
And then a day later, YouTube pops up being like, hey, this is like, here's in your recommended feed. And it's like, this is something I was talking about and it just recommended to me. This is terrifying.
Yeah,
I've been
Even
getting
though
that
I
for a while
have
now.
all the
Yeah.
privacy settings like locked down, right? Like the only thing that I have like microphone access to is I think Discord on my phone. That or Teams, one of the two. I think it's Teams actually because I use it for work, right? But I'm still like, oh, that's so creepy because like you
Yeah,
somehow see
I don't
that.
get any of those types of coincidences or recommendations. And I think for all of the faults that people all the faults that Apple has, they're actually really good in the privacy sphere, right? Like if my biometrics on the phone are only on the phone, right? And they don't send them anywhere, they don't do anything like that. And it's pretty nice knowing that. Of course, that's subject to change, right? Any company can change their policies, but I feel like that's definitely the desirable outcome is that you don't want to have any sort of, selling of very
data.
personal information,
And
right?
to me, it's not even the selling of the data too much for me. It's more of that information is just sitting out there on a server somewhere, and I know that
Yeah, I
stuff
mean, that's true.
is accessible, right? There's so many data breaches, right? I feel like every month we're like, oh, major corporation data breaches, right? Apple, thankfully, I get messages whenever, hey, this password is probably compromised because of a data breach.
And I don't have
But Twitter
and
just
that's
had one too, right?
I mean, it's a big reason why I self-host all my stuff, or a lot of my stuff, right? Like my password manager, my file things, all that stuff. I try and self-host as much as I can so that, granted, that doesn't make me immune, but it doesn't make me a big target, right?
Yeah. And also you get to learn about all of that stuff, right? It's a great learning experience.
Well, I mean, that's true, but it's not generally the primary goal for me. The goal is to not is to centralize all my stuff.
Yeah, it's
right?
probably
I
the
want-
reason why you don't get all that stuff, right? You
Yeah, I mean,
have
it's
everything locked down so much.
I don't dip the toes into the metaphorical
Pool.
lake of data.
Lake
I don't know where
of
that
data.
analogy was
All
going.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys over here being like conscious about it, and I just got for Christmas I got like this galaxy lamp thing, and it's like, hey, we need to know your location at all times.
A lamp needs to need a location.
Yeah, I got
What?
I got this little galaxy lamp thing. You guys might have seen them. They like project the little galaxy nebula thing,
Yeah.
with
Oh,
stars,
okay.
and it's like
Yeah.
it's got an app to make it work, and it's like to use this app, you must always allow location.
Yeah,
services.
precise location, so it knows your
Precise
Wi-Fi
location.
IP address, and yeah,
That stuff is insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, I
Right?
still,
I
I still
won't
use
do
it.
that stuff.
I still use it because it's like the app is really nice, but
the reason I use it is because the app is it's really clean.
it's just clean.
It's just really nice
It's
experience,
a good
man.
time. It's a good time. And I honestly, I can't change anything about it. You can change like the colors and shit through with the lamp. through the app. You can't do it any way else. So 4 out of 5 because of that.
For-
A little strange app.
That is bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing with like I've been picking up, those like strip lights and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
sometimes you'll find like I'll be like, oh, do I want to go like the name brand? Philips Hue to me is like that's probably like the highest tier usually.
The best.
I think.
Yeah.
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 And then you're like,
I don't know
but
about
can
that.
can I go with really? Who do you think's better?
I mean, there's so many fancier brands that Philips Hue.
I just think
Philips Hue is most dependable and reliable.
Most
I'd say.
mainstream. Yeah.
right? And I've used their product for a while. Back at my old place, I had the 2 of the bulbs, which I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot in the lights there, which I was like, dude, that's like it's like $80 just gone.
See, I use for the smart lights that I have, I use TP Link.
Yep.
They're like Casa stuff, and I think they're a lot cheaper than Philips Hue, and they work just as well.
All right.
But I don't. It depends on the ecosystem you're in, right? You probably have the Philips Hue app, and you're doing it through there. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I-
Well,
the
mine
only
is
time I use
Alexa
the
talking
co-
to Philips Hue, then talks to the
Oh,
lights.
jeez.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I know, right?
My stuff. The only time I use the Casa app is to tell the bulb to connect to my Wi-Fi network, and then once it's on that, it like disappears from existence, right? Because that Wi-Fi network is not allowed to talk out to anything. So like that, it'll connect to the network, and the app will go, "Where'd the light go?"
Where the light go,
confused.
bro?
And then I go to my server and I say, "There's the light," and then I take like full ownership of it, and it
That's
never
pretty
talks
cool.
out ever again.
Is that home automation?
Home Assistant.
Home Assistant, thank you. Yeah.
Is the service? Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually really
And it's
nice.
the best thing ever.
Yeah. No,
Does it
I love
talk to anything?
smartifying
Does
it.
it share my information? Does it do nothing?
Yeah. That's nice. But yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to change topics because
No, I actually did want to hear Sean on the topic of Christmas gifts. Sean, you said you got an awesome Christmas gift.
I got a couple awesome Christmas
I got
gifts.
good gifts too. Real quick, I want to just make it known that my laptop CPU is currently at 92 degrees Celsius, and I'm only using Discord and Audacity. I don't know why.
I thought this is a
happening.
What's
great
wrong with your
laptop.
computer?
It is a great laptop. I don't know why it's at literally 92 degrees Celsius. All right. For those who don't know, that's really bad.
Yeah.
That's like really
Anything
bad.
I don't see mine like ever go above 60. Yeah, but that's also
That's
because
good.
Yeah. And 70
I'm
is about
running
the point.
at 50 degrees.
I'm
right
just
now.
so
That's
like
nice.
if in my recording you just hear fans going, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm not picking it up, but interesting tidbit of
if
my
you hear a
laptop
jet
setup.
engine coming from Colton's
Yeah.
stream, then
Just
yes.
hear something taking off randomly. That's my laptop just about to fly away.
laptop.
Anyways, Christmas gifts. I got great gifts. Did we all got
Did
great
you get
gifts.
one of your crazy expensive things you put in your list?
So, okay, this is a great question. Did I get one of the crazy expensive things? I don't think. No. Okay.
What was the most expensive thing that you
So
put on
I
your
think
list?
I was a little nice. I don't think I actually put any because I was talking to Carly about it because we had this discussion of and for those who don't know, I'll go over it real quick. I like to put like everything on my Christmas list. Like I'll put new wheels and tires for my car, $1,000 on my Christmas list. I'll put like new laptop because like why not?
ridiculous.
It's like if they want to get it for me, they can. They don't have to, right? But I was
Yeah.
talking to Carly about it. She's like, "That's just straight up offensive," and I'm like, "You know what? They don't have to get it for me."
Okay,
They
honestly,
don't have to get it for
I'm
me.
glad you and she said that because I'm like that's kind of how I feel. I'm like
You think it's like a
'cause
dick
for me,
move?
I'm the
You
exact
could-
opposite, right? I am Christmas list is like very like basic. Like, hey, I'm considering like everyone. Like, I have family who can afford nicer stuff, and family who definitely can't. Right? I got. And so I'm like, all right, just like try to keep it at like an even keel of stuff like that, right? And
I'm definitely in the
And I-
middle.
I mean,
too.
if they want to buy me a $600 something, then they can. Like I had some expensive art.
They can't.
They can.
It's like they
That's
have
their own
it's
free
like
will.
if it's their own fault. We have
It's their own. They're
Microsoft's
giving
like
you a gift,
$50
dude.
maximum.
yeah. But anyways, so I think I didn't end up putting a lot of crazy expensive things. I think the max item list I had was like $200. I might have gotten it, I asked for like a new backpack because my personal one was falling apart, and I asked for I don't even know what else I asked for. Like nothing too crazy, but I got the backpack. I got the rice cooker, which is like $150 maybe. It was on sale.
But that
so maybe
was what Carly
110.
got you, I thought, right?
Yeah, Carly got me a rice cooker.
That's really sweet.
I feel like if Carly got it for you, it doesn't count.
Yeah, maybe not. I got Carly. She asked for an air fryer. That was her number one item on her list. Talked to her family. No one got the air fryer for her. I'm like, well, I was gonna get like other
that.
things, like maybe some jewelry or something, but no, I got the air fryer. That was like $250. That was kind of expensive.
Oh,
Jesus, that's
nice
a,
air fryer.
That's a
It was like
fancy-ass air fryer.
it's like an 8-quart air fryer that has 2 different drawers to fry 2 different things at once.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's like it's a little
seen
bit more
those.
expensive, but
you and
honestly,
your freaking gadgets, man.
yeah, we love our gadgets. I got a Dutch oven this year. That might have been kind of expensive.
Touch up.
Why are you laughing?
Wow.
That's a great tool. It's a great cooking tool.
It's honestly
cook
actually
quite a
great.
bit.
I got cookware for my birthday, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I have like dishware. Yes.
Yeah.
I love,
Okay.
I love
Here,
as an
that's the
adult.
thing. I was going to talk about too. Is I got cooking implements as well.
Okay.
It was high on my list of things, and I got a Hexclad pan.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Right.
You talked about that.
I don't know if
yeah.
you know what the Hexclad is, but it's. I don't know how I'm gonna preface this right. I've used it a couple times and I've only had it for like a couple weeks. So grain of salt, but it's like Gordon Ramsay's pan that's like a hybrid stainless
Oh.
steel, but also
Nonstick.
nonstick. Right.
Okay.
So you can use metal utensils on it, and it's not going to ruin the nonstick function of it.
Gotcha.
And then you can also, abuse it the same way that you would stainless steel. So you can run it through the dishwasher. You can do anything you want, and it's not going to ruin nonstick, which it normally would if you have another nonstick type pan. You can't use metal. You can't use anything, right?
Yeah.
And so far, the thing's awesome. I love it. It's so cool. They're just so expensive. So
That's awesome. Yeah. My favorite. I got a meat thermometer.
oh my
and-
gosh, those are so amazing.
I did not realize how awesome they were. And I'm like, I'm going to cook by feel, right? Meat
Right.
thermometer. I'm like, I'll cook my steaks by feel, right? Now after this, actually 100% perfect all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You
Up
just
to
put
that
it,
130,
you pop it in.
135. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
you pop it in, you're like, perfect, awesome. You just leave
Yeah,
it in, and
done.
it cooks.
And they
Yeah.
are perfect. They're like that. If someone wants medium, you do that like that 135, 140. Boom, done. If someone wants medium rare, that's my go-to. Right? It's like 135, 130. Boom,
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, absolutely, fantastic.
easy money.
Yeah.
So are those like for the cooking utensils? Are those both your favorites, like the hex pan and the meat
Dude,
thermometer?
that's my favorite Christmas gift ever. Like, not ever, but like favorite Christmas gift.
Wow.
You know
honestly,
what?
That's
The
big.
Xbox I got? No. The meat thermometer? Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. could
So the
du-
other thing
pick
I
Esther's.
got, which I'm going to use all the time, is a new Kindle. I got a new like Kindle thing. Actually, I have it right here. Kindle thing. So it's got a like cover, and then you open it up, and then it's Kindle. I love this thing. I love my old Kindle, but then the battery started to die, and it's like the new ones are so much better. Like I think I had the 4th gen, and this is like the 11th gen.
Oh God, yeah.
So a long time a difference, and very excited. I've read countless hours already
Oh,
since
man.
Christmas. So I was super psyched about that.
Sick.
Yeah, and then I got several other things that I like, but they are not things I use like daily. That I would.
Yeah.
The Kindle or the Hexclad pan.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like for my favorite gifts, man, what would that be? Probably the rice cooker. I've used the rice cooker a lot. I've used it already a ton. Even
pretty
though I've
great, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty
it's
great.
amazing. Cooks
Is it
rice.
the same as Sean's?
I think it's the same model. I believe. Yeah.
I think so.
Amazing. The weird thing, because I'm actually used to cooking rice in an instant pot, like pressure cooking rice.
Yeah.
So it takes
Oh, okay.
usually 20 minutes, but now it takes like an hour. So I have to like kind of
Yeah.
plan my rice cooking relative to the other parts of the meal a little bit differently. But yeah, it's like amazing. The rice is just so good. highly recommend. If you like rice, you're just missing out if you haven't gotten a rice cooker.
Yeah,
Because
it just works.
It just works.
always
Yeah.
makes great
you got,
rice.
like the Japanese know what they're doing. They have. There's just so much that goes into
figured it
that.
out.
They do. And there's like sensors in the rice cooker. I feel like they say in the instruction manual, there's sensors that measure everything. And it just, even if you fuck up like a lot, it still makes really good rice. You know?
That's
Like-
the best, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think my important thing is just to baby the little. So you have a little like pot that you set in, and then you close the lid and you cook it, right?
Yeah.
I've been babying the pot ever since I bought it, and it looks brand new.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So super worthwhile to just take the most delicate care with cleaning it, and by taking the most delicate care, I mean just don't clean it, right? So to clean it essentially now when I cook rice, I just fill it with water. Right, and let it sit for minimum an hour, sometimes overnight. I just broke something, and then I dump it out, and then I run the water through it as I I don't know how I would describe.
Wash the outside of it, right?
No, it's inside of the pot is and I scrape. No, scrape's the wrong word. Scrape my hand against the inside of the pot just to get off like the excess starch and everything.
Yeah.
And just rinse it a bunch and then let it dry, on my little drying rack, and then I use it again. It's the best way to clean this thing. And every so often I use soap and whatnot, but I mean it's super simple.
Teflon coated too in the inside, right?
I don't know.
I
if it's
don't know the
Teflon coated.
coating, but I definitely try and not to use any sort of scraping implement. I've never
It's
used any
nonstick,
sort of
right?
scraping implement. Yeah, nonstick.
It's got the
So-
non-sticks. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's amazing. You're missing out. You haven't had good rice unless you've had the rice in the rice cooker. Yeah, that's all I got to say. The other one thing that I got that was really cheap that I haven't used yet is I got an egg poacher. And I'm a huge fan of like eggs Benedict and avocado toast with an egg on top. So I plan on using that quite a bit coming up.
Fancy schmancy.
Yeah, it's just a piece of plastic. I don't know how it really works, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
I just love my rice cooker's got like an insert for steaming, so I can just throw a little bit of water at the base of it and then steam whatever I want. So I'll like buy your bao buns or get.
Right.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
It's so nice. Just having that.
That's what I use my bamboo steamer for. I have
Oh,
the
yeah,
bamboo
yeah, yeah.
multi-layer
Wait, is that like the
steamer thing.
traditional like
Yeah.
Japanese or Chinese like thing that you cook dumplings
Chinese, I
in?
think. Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
And
That's pretty dope.
it's just I put that in my wok and filled out like up to the base with water, and then you set it to go, and I get perfect steaming.
Perfect.
Pretty great.
Yeah. Sean here just.
I mean,
like,
I'm sure the rice cooker method works great on your end, but
it does. Yeah.
it feels, I think, better to use.
Actually it does.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit.
It feels like I know what I'm doing. even though
Yeah.
They're like very, very,
Right.
very official.
I think
I
I
just
feel like
went to the
that's
store the other day and bought so many dumplings.
yeah.
Like,
That's the
4
story of
packs
adulting in
dumplings.
general. Wouldn't you say is pretending you know what the fuck you're doing even though you don't.
Right. I always walk into any situation I'm in with absolute confidence, even if I know nothing about what's going on.
That will get
And
you-
So far, it served me very well.
That will get you very far. I've read countless posts on Reddit where it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing in my job. What do you guys do to feel like you know what you're doing? And then most people are like, I just like pretend, and then I keep
Yeah.
getting put on these crazy high caliber projects. And you know what?
And winning.
And then
It works
it's
out.
like I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I ask questions, I get the job done, and then it's like a positive reinforcement loop. Like I just keep getting higher up,
Yep.
even though I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing at all. So
Yep.
accept the unacceptable. Oh no, never mind. That's the wrong
Accept
quote.
the unacceptable.
That's the wrong quote. Have you guys heard of where that comes from?
No.
Okay, small tangent. So this is a cartoon on Cartoon Network. It was a movie. Basically it was like a secret to having like superpowers. The trick was basically if you accepted that something was impossible. So like for example, if you wanted to move like a 16-ton boulder, like a huge boulder 2 stories high, if you
Okay.
fully truly accepted that it was actually impossible to move, like fully to the bottom of your heart accepted that it was impossible to move, you could move it. Like if you accepted
That's like the opposite of every other thing possible.
I kind of
It's
love
like-
that though. It's the
like-
opposite of like the whole like you ever heard of like attraction theory or like like hyper optimism? Like I'm
Oh, I can do it.
always visualize it, like always believe you can do something, right? And like that'll like bring stuff in, right? It's like the opposite
I
of that. It's
dislike that because it's way easier to think you can't do something than to think you can, which is the whole reason why nobody does that that way.
Yeah.
Of
But
thinking.
do you truly not accept it? I remember it's like I was like a kid. I was like 8 years old, and I'm watching the show, and the old wise man is like, if you accept the unacceptable, you can do whatever that is. And then this kid just learns to like realize that it's impossible for him to do certain things, like truly accept it. And then he's able to like fly and like just punch through walls and stuff like that. It's the weirdest
funny.
thing. If you, Sean, it looks like you're typing it in. If you type in like accept the unacceptable Cartoon Network or something, I'm sure you'll get the movie up. We should watch it together. It might be a fun movie night.
yeah. Speaking of watch together, another topic I want to broach today was anime. So
Okay.
the new anime season
Anime.
is starting.
We're top 200 on
And-
Apple
yeah.
Podcasts.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's true.
We are.
Okay, so you want to talk
Anyways.
about the latest season of anime? Is that what you want to say?
Yeah.
You were saying?
So we've kind of had like this week, or part of this week to start watching the new season, new series. I'm really excited for Nier.
My boy
and-
Anos Voldigold is back, everybody.
Oh my god,
He's amazing.
Anos
I
He's
started
Voldigold.
awesome.
watching.
He's
I started
already
watching
winning.
that, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I'm
think
so
I,
great.
I
It's
think I
amazing.
completed the entire season the other season of that, but no.
All
Nier,
you know is he's winning, right? He's winning.
He's
great.
always winning.
Everyone has said, everyone of power, right? Acknowledges, he's like, oh, this guy, he is the demon lord reincarnated. And still the students in the class are like, no, he's not.
Yeah,
Oh, shut
what
the
an
fuck up.
idiot.
he's like a hybrid or whatever, right? He's like, oh, he's just a filthy
They're
hybrid.
a low class, not a royal
Not
loser,
true
and then he just
demon
kills
blood.
them and brings them back to life with forgotten magic from 2,000 years ago. Like,
Right.
come
Yeah.
on, bro.
Whoa.
Literally, what's the whole thing? It's like, you think I would die after being killed?
Yeah,
It's like pathetic. I'm like I
sent you guys a meme from the latest show, I think,
oh dang.
where he says, "You thought you get off the hook if you use the world as your shield." It's like, this
like
dude's
wild.
like, if you kill me, it'll destroy the world.
Yeah.
So the guy kills him. It's like, doesn't phase me, bro.
It's like whoa. I'm
This guy's
like
the ultimate Chad.
yeah. I started in the middle. I think I'm
Ultimate
rewatching like
Sigma.
episode 8 to 12, and I was like, it's so funny because they keep trying to like these people are like, I'm gonna get ultra powered up, like I'm gonna go Super Saiyan 5, and then like on top of that, there's like 4 people making the giant like spirit bomb behind him, and he's like, I'll take your power, and then he goes to like punch Anos, and he's like trying to punch him through the chest while he's having a conversation with someone else, and he's like interrupting him slightly, so he just like punches the guy with like at like Super Saiyan 6, and he's like, okay, by the way, he's like kills him, continues having his conversation like nothing happened. It's like pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Stupid.
The show, by the way, is called The Misfit of Demon King Academy. It's on season 2 now. It's amazing.
Good stuff.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah.
I did
it's a little bit
watch-
Isekai cheese.
Yeah. I did watch the first episode of Nier Automata, and I honestly
How'd that go?
I was not expecting good. I was expecting very mid. I think they did a pretty good job with this first episode, though.
Yeah,
I
felt
enjoyed
like
it.
The CG was decent.
CG?
It was definitely noticeable in a lot of moments. Also, like, I don't know. It's all right, but
There was some weird...
I know nothing about the video game or anything, so I'm
no?
kind of just going in blind. And so far, I thought it was interesting, but I'm not like
yeah.
amazingly
And that
grabbed
is
yet.
Misaka and the original 2B's voice actor, right, from the game.
2B,
really?
that sounds like 2B's voice actor. Yeah.
9S is the same too, right?
I don't know 9S's voice actor. I don't remember him. I played the game mostly on English, so I'm not super
yeah.
familiar with it. But yeah, I mean, like the first episode was good. Sean, did you watch like the end where the puppets were? Like they had this little
Oh,
puppet
yeah.
puppet outro.
I think I skipped that
Okay,
part. But,
so
but
you should watch them because I hope they keep doing this. They did this thing in the original game. There's like 26 different endings, and
Yeah.
5 of them are real, but the other 21 of them are just joke endings. Like if someone is dying and you run away, it'll like the game will end and it'll say, "This guy died. He was like the savior to this one part, and then the whole world exploded." So yeah, game over. But they do that.
Interesting.
They do that in the anime at the end. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna explore the different endings of Nier Automata," and then like 9S and 2B are talking, and like 9S is like, "Here's the cube. This is what it does." And then 2B gets it and like accidentally touches her cube to 9S's cube and blows
Oh,
up
yeah.
like the entire spaceship. And it's like, "Oh, okay, the anime's over. The world ended."
Okay, I'll
So
rewatch that
I
part.
think they're gonna do that for every episode. They're gonna like do a fake like joke ending, which I appreciate because I thought that was really fun with the OG
Yeah.
game.
I didn't really get it at first. But yeah, I was like, oh.
I
I was like, what the fuck is with these puppets? And I'm like, just why?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's interesting, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else this season. I don't think actually.
I've seen a couple of things this season.
Vinland Saga. So I watched that
Vinland
today.
Saga. Heck yeah.
I gotta
Sean
watch
was like,
too.
it was like midnight, and Sean's like, dude, Vinland Saga.
And Mike's
I
like,
said,
Yo.
I
Say
said
Mappa went
Mappa
hard?
is going hard
Yeah.
in Vinland Saga.
Dude.
And yeah, they are.
I'm
Like
excited,
the
yeah.
opening, I was blown away.
Like I miss Wit because
Yeah.
I love with Studio Wit, but they're on doing Spy X Family, right? So they're pretty busy on that. But Mappa took over, and it does look really good. I'm excited. I have not read any of this stuff, but I heard that season 2 is like different compared to season 1. I don't know. Have you seen either, or have you seen season 1 of Vinland Saga, Colton?
"No, I haven't. I plan on it, but to your point, Mike, I have been told that Vinland Saga season 1 and then the rest of Vinland Saga is like completely different. It's a very different show. Don't know what
Yeah.
that means
it
exactly.
seems like it's gonna be a different show. I mean, because the first show is like the prologue to the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I've been told too. It's like the prologue, and then the actual show is like season 2 and onwards, and it's just different, you know. So-
I like the story already. I think it's gonna be good.
Uh,
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I need to get on season 1 and get on that, man. So
Just gonna miss Askeladd, man.
Ah,
spoiler.
there'll be newbie cool people. Dude, the
Spoilers.
guy in the intro,
It's for like
who's
the original.
the,
It's for season 1, dude. Shut the fuck up.
who's the blacksmith was so ripped. It's like, when are we gonna meet that guy? He's gonna
Yeah.
smash somebody's head. Oh, it's gonna be good. I also I watched the first episode of The Legend of Heroes: Trail of Cold Steel Northern War. And I was very underwhelmed by it. Honestly,
no.
it was very not good.
That's surprising because it's like a
It's supposed to be this really good series.
yeah.
Really?
And also, it's an isekai too, right?
No.
No?
It's just I don't know what it is. It's these it's these wars with it's a mech anime against these weird creatures that come out of the ground.
So it's
type
Darling
style.
in the Franks,
Probably less.
Kind of,
but less
but not
sexy.
really.
but less trigger.
Yeah, less trigger. I don't know. I'm gonna watch maybe another episode or two, but so far very underwhelmed.
Yeah. The one that
gonna drop
actually
that.
surprised me, at least for the first episode, it was the one about like people who hate. It's kind of like isekai. It's like an RPG kind of style world. It's like people who hate humanity end up saving the world or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's not an isekai. It's just a adventurers.
Yeah, it's like in a
Type,
D&D type world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan to.
it surprised me for someone who's not usually like, I like the worlds that they can create, but I was like, all right, how are they going to differentiate? And I feel like it was kind of different. They're just people who are shit out of luck, and it's not, I wouldn't say like gritty like some other shows could be. It's no Berserk, but
It might get gritty. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, true that.
it's decent.
The only other two I've seen two others. Spy Classroom. Started watching that.
Oh
the
yeah,
first
you were
episode.
really excited about that one.
Well, because of the meme that someone posted, which is essentially Spy Classroom plus
Or Spy Family plus
Plus Assassination
else?
Classroom.
Assassination Class. What was that? Was that what it was?
Yeah, the yellow guy, the yellow like
Oh
monster
yeah,
thing.
so Assassination Classroom and Spy X Family. and then it became Spy Classroom. And I don't know if I fully agree with that. It's definitely Assassination Classroom, but there's also spies. We'll see. So far, it's entertaining. It's like the first episode is just the intro episode, so we'll really see what happens in the next couple. If I'm gonna keep watching it, but we'll see how that goes. And then the other one I started watching was Handyman Saito in Another World, and that's awesome.
Is he just a handyman in another
Just
world?
like a
Yeah, and the first episode is all just like short little scenes of him doing things like random adventures
handyman
and stuff
things.
with his people. But he's like
kinda funny.
picking locks in a dungeon, you know, and he's like, oh, this is much easier than unlocking like this door at
on
Yeah.
Earth.
back in Japan or whatever.
Because it's
Yeah.
probably just like the classic, like, you know, church key style, like, you know, two giant.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's gonna like move two of them. You know,
But
so
they
that's it.
started getting into something interesting in this first episode that I thought was unique, which was this is a very rare case of an isekai of someone who is not a young kid. This is like a
Oh, yeah.
20, 30-year-old guy, like mid to late 20s or early 30s guy. And he's been in the workforce and doing an actual job, right? Very rare
Yeah.
in an isekai.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
usually it's, you know, it's the only other time I see that is it's an isekai, but the guy's like a game developer or like works in
Yeah,
or is like
right.
a neat.
This
But-
guy is a trade person. He's a
a
real
tradesman.
person.
Yeah.
He's a quality guy.
and
He's a salt of the earth kind of guy.
it's interesting because they touched on like he feels desired and like appreciated in this new world, right? He unlocks something and everyone goes, "Yeah, awesome, thanks, man." Whereas before, he unlocked something and they go like, "Why do I have to pay you for that?" Blah blah. You know,
Like that was so
like,
easy. Yeah.
right? Yeah, he classic workforce treatment in Japan. I
Very
would
blue
say.
collar feel.
Yeah. So it's very interesting they're touching on that, and I want to see them actually have a, story going forward. But because the first episode was
and
just
like work on
a little
that
short.
theme.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep watching that. That was entertaining.
All right, I'll have to take a look at it.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's the only stuff for the new season. Although I do plan to watch, at least to check out Reborn to Master the Blade, and Bofuri is starting up again this week.
Bo Furry.
Can't wait to watch that. That's the one where this girl is like it's an MMO, but she just maxes her defense and just becomes the most OP character possible.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Does she like finds a bunch of exploits accidentally, and she's like, "I'm really overpowered now." Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, but just because her defense is super maxed out.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that's the meta. It's like defense, maxing out your defense in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
And then,
well, I was wondering if did you guys watch Uncle from Another World last season?
I did.
Is it good?
And they
little
had
bit,
to take
yeah.
a break. So they had to like it wasn't another season. They just had to take a huge break and they're airing more again. But
Oh, interesting.
I feel
something
like
having to do with some natural disaster or something
Yeah.
like that.
After like four episodes, I feel like it kind of got kind of samey, frankly.
I liked it. I'm caught up and I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I enjoy the random stories.
They're
I enjoy
fun,
the sameness.
but- yeah, but it's a weird combination of somehow isekai slice of life because it's just dudes. The only thing I want is like the nephew or whatever, right? To get
Yeah.
with the one purple haired
The
girl.
friend girl.
Yeah.
Purple-haired
The
girl.
childhood friend. Cuz she's got a crush on him and he's like, well the funny, the irony of it, right, is that the uncle recognizes that she's got a crush on the nephew, and he's like trying to like get them in a
Yeah.
relationship, even though he and the
Even though he
elf,
missed every cue in the other world.
yeah, which I feel like that's the case though, right? Is you don't notice like people will be like, oh, like that person's hitting on you, or like that person's checking you out, and then you're like, wait, what? Especially as a guy, because we just don't read signs, read cues that well, and you're like, oh, I'm an idiot. and you like look, or you look back. There's like moments like in the past where I'm like, oh, I was an idiot, and like that person was like either coming on to me or like was talking to me because they're interested, and I, either I was interested or I was like, oh, just yeah. So I feel like that's kind of funny. That's the only thing I want to happen is like, hey, uncle, please, like,
Please, Uncle.
set them up. Just be a little
Yeah.
more aggressive about it.
I want the elf girl to come back to the human world and finally get with the uncle. Like that would be funny, right?
Yeah.
If they were finally able to, he could go back to the world. Like I'm expecting later in the season, he goes, "Oh yeah, I could just go back there with my magic portal spell." Like,
Oh, it's
Oh
like
yeah. Well, he'll probably just ask the spirits to be like, hey, can you just take me back there? And they'll be like, sure, dude. You're
Yeah.
our bro. And then it just goes back.
it's
Wow.
it's a comedy show, so it's been fun
Yeah.
to watch.
But I honestly hope it's just like a one-off, and then they kind of go, all right, this is it. Set it up.
Yeah, I don't know what the source is.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
I don't
it's
know.
one thing I feel is really missing it from a lot of modern anime is that they try to like do these giant serialized seasons, and then they just never end up finishing them. Like that's one thing I really liked about seeing like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, right? It's like,
Yeah.
this is a
Yeah,
show.
it was a start
It's
and done
10
show.
episodes. There's a conclusion. It doesn't matter if you even like the conclusion or not. I thought it was a great conclusion, but it's a conclusion. It's not like just leaving you hanging, right? I feel like,
Yeah.
I get blue balled by almost every show out there now because they like try to, turn it into this
Big, like,
long,
7-season thing, and they have no way
Exactly.
to finish it. Yeah.
yeah.
I get you there.
And I don't mind if people are going to make more seasons, but leave every season on a conclusion, right? Because then you can say, all right, this was a good show. And you don't have to, you could watch more if you wanted to, or you could say, that's done. It's
But
completed.
here's the thing: it doesn't sell though, right? Think about Attack on Titan. If Attack on Titan left off on a satisfying conclusion every single season, do you think people would be like coming back to it? No. Part of the main reason, at least I think, that people come back to Attack on Titan, one is just exceptional writing and stuff like that. But at the end of each season, they take a break because
cliffhanger.
of these insane cliffhangers, right? Like think about the spoilers for the right. It's been a year. Don't whine. It's the rumbling has started, right? And you're like, oh my god, this is insane. And you're like, now I need to know how this ends, right?
Right.
Even
I
the
think
first
that's a
season they
different-
had like the Titans in the walls, right? You're like at the
Yeah.
very end, the like almost post credit scene was, oh, there's a Titan in the freaking walls.
Like, what the
Right.
heck's going on there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Obviously, you don't like to be left hanging, right? But if you get enough closure, then I think it's acceptable. Personally, I think several
Yeah.
shows have done
it's,
that.
It's like
right?
it's like a relationship. You're like, oh, this was really sad. This was a satisfying experience, but I want to come back for more.
I'm not getting the comparison. However, there's definitely like some shows that have done it well and some that haven't.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's gonna be more to watch this season, and there's gonna be
Time to actually watch it.
some duds and some wins. I'm sure. Obviously, Anos, he's gonna be great. That's gonna be a rock.
It's gonna
solid
be a
show
win.
the
A
entire
lot of
time.
times,
Win.
my lunch hour, my lunch 30 minutes have been, all right, can I sneak in something while eating? And
Yeah.
I'll, like pull it up. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see.
For
But yeah.
sure.
With that, thank you for watching, or thank you for listening to Almost a Podcast.
Oh, ending it there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice and short for you guys
Nice
today.
to try. It's like a hour episode. That's good. That's a solid length.
Yeah. And yeah, with that, this is Almost a Podcast. Thanks for listening. And
Like,
one day we'll get
subscribe.
there.
Like and subscribe. And follow.
I don't
Even
think
though,
you
yeah.
can subscribe. Follow. Give us
Follow.
a follow.
Thumbs.
Rating.
Yeah.
That's what they
Thumb.
call it.
Thumb in the
Stalk
direction.
us, stalk us on social media.
And we are going to start
There's-
streaming again.
How?
Stalk us on.
Oh wait, our people.
We have TikTok.
I get it.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. We're streaming again now since we're all back in our home places. So we're gonna start streaming, whenever we want. So just be ready for that.
Yeah, sure.
If that when it happens eventually.
Yeah. So we're streaming tonight, right? They won't know this. Risk of Rain 2. We're late to the bandwagon, but we're getting on it right now. Let's go. All right. That's all.
I
That's
go
all I
put my
got.
rice in though.
Yeah, I gotta eat some food.
And on that note,
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
peace.